in the year 2020, I managed to save a total of 9. Alright, what's happening, people? Obviously, like, just a little bit of cinematics here, but if you want to see like how much I saved, stick around to the end of the video and find out. Hit a like button, and yeah man, let's just get into it. What is happening, people? My name's Steven and I'm a corporate professional working in the financial services industry, and welcome back to my channel where we talk corporate careers, personal finance, productivity and all things in between. I'm super excited today because I'm actually going to be covering a personal finance, and the reason I'm excited is because I feel like I've just been always saying corporate careers, personal finance and productivity and never actually talked about personal finance. So yeah, today's a personal finance video, so let's just get into it. This year has been like super mad. Through an unprecedented pandemic, we've experienced the racial evolution, we've apparently experienced Joe Biden cheating on the elections, we've experienced Boris Johnson, like, you know, just coming up with these new tiers like it's some next Game Boy level, and it's just all wild, you know. But one thing that I can actually thank Boris for is that through him locking down everything, he allowed me to save 5 figures, like, in 12 months, like no cap, 5 figures in 12 months. I just want to show you guys how I did it, because these are easily practicable steps that you can action and save your 5 figures like during the next lockdown, because let's be honest, like this stuff is spilling into 2021. But yeah. Alright guys, so let's get into the stats, right? So I was actually looking online, and apparently millennials save less than £176 a month. And millennials is actually from 1977 to 1995, which is quite wild to me, because then that means I'm actually not a millennial, but I'm still gonna claim millennial anyway, because I'm 1996, like I'm 1 year away. For argument's sake, if we said it was £176, that averages to about like just over 2k a year. And if I'm being honest, like that's really not that bad in the grand scheme of things. I think to have savings is an achievement in itself, you know. To be able to put money aside on a monthly basis shows a level of discipline. I know, like in my first 2 years of working, I didn't have savings, like and the thing is, I wasn't flat out broke. Like I always had money on a monthly basis, but I never had a lump sum of cash, especially equivalent to my salary as well, because I was earning a decent amount. So like it's like, why didn't I have a lump sum of cash? Like it just didn't make sense. Part of this study actually showed that 16% of those millennials do not actually put any monthly savings aside. The 16% that is not saving, you guys can follow these easily practicable tips in order to up your savings game. Not really gonna waste too much time. I'm not really gonna over talk. The first tip is to track your finances with a spreadsheet. The whole purpose of tracking your finances is to essentially know what is coming in and what is coming out, so your ingoings and outgoings, and this essentially allows you to sort of visualize your finances. If you figure out your ingoings and outgoings, you derive a saving from that. That saving, send it to your account straight away. Like it's always important, whenever you know what your saving is on a monthly basis, just always send that figure in before you literally do anything. The thing is, me personally, I used to be someone that was sort of like a do my finances in my head kind of person, you know, just mental maths and vibes. Like stupid, when you sort of try to do your finances in your head, you end up with no savings, like literally, because as an individual that's keeping yourself accountable, you are rational with yourself, you rationalize everything, and next thing you know, like, you know, 20 £10 what's it transfers later, you literally have like £2 as a balance. When you sort of know like what comes in and out of your bank account, everything becomes so straightforward. Then you can afford to do that whole mental thing, because it's like Beyond Education are sponsoring this video as always, and they actually have a finance tracker that I use on a monthly basis, which really helps me, to be honest, track my finances. So I would definitely say you guys should check it out, and it's a very comprehensive finance tracker. It sort of has instructions on how to use it. I'm gonna put the link in the description below, and it's free. That's the lit thing about it as well. So. Another tip that I would say really helps me sort of achieve this goal of saving 5 figures within 12 months is using like a smart bank app to essentially sort of like track my finances as well. And specifically what I used was Monzo. What I actually realized with Monzo is they have all these cool features basically that is just it's just designed to sort of help you like manage money effectively. Like the traditional banks, like the apps are so bland. It's literally just transfer money, receive money, that's it. Basically, in Monzo, you have the ability to essentially set up different pots basically. And what I found this does is it essentially helps me like categorize and store my money in these different pots basically. So I have like 5 distinct pots in my Monzo bank account. So I have my current account, which is self-explanatory. That's just like, you know, my regular expenditure. Then I have my monthly spend pot. And the reason why like I created a monthly spend pot is because typically what I used to do was when I got into the habit of like actually figuring out, okay, this is how much I need on a monthly basis, this is how much needs to go to certain bills and blah, blah, blah. I just used to get all of that and lump it into like my current account. But then what happens is that I end up spending everything in my current account within like 3 to 5 days, and then I'm unable to pay for my bills and I don't have any money for the rest of the month. So what I did instead was whenever I figured out that, okay, cool, this is how much I need for the month, I'll literally send it to my monthly spend and sort of withdraw increments of it as and when I need it. So that way it's like I don't put all the money into my current account straight away. Then I also set up a direct debits pot, and this is very self-explanatory. Like literally it's just a pot with all my direct debit bills basically. And the cool thing about like Monzo is that you can essentially like set up like some sort of automation that will essentially take your direct debits from that direct debit pot. So again, you don't really have to do anything. All you just literally have to do is when you get paid, transfer that money into that direct debit pot. Automation is like so key whenever you're trying to sort of like pattern your finances. So like you don't really have to touch things too much. Everything is just sort of working on its own. The next pot I set up was like a rainy day fund pot, and again self-explanatory, just in case, you know, of a rainy day, if I ever need money, I can sort of like, you know, refer to this pot, and I usually allocate like a certain amount on a monthly basis. But if I'm being honest, like towards the latter months of the year, I sort of like just like negated the rainy day fund pot, mainly because like once we all started working from home and like just not really going out as much, like I really didn't have any, you know, sort of rainy day things that I needed. So I just started lumping everything in like my savings account. And this brings me to my last pot, the savings pot. Now the cool thing about Monzo as well is that you can actually set up like interest savings pot, and I mean, really and truly, the interest rate is not really that attractive, and to be honest, like it's probably more beneficial investing your money than saving, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, this savings pot I set aside basically, and you can actually earn interest on it. I think in the year, like I've earned like probably like £9 worth of interest, but you know, whatever. But I think the cool thing that I like about this savings pot is that you can essentially like make it difficult to access. So with this savings pot, when you set it up right, it takes 1 working day for you to be able to withdraw money out of that savings pot, and it essentially hinders you from having to like, you know, dip into your savings every time. And it's worse if you're like trying to access money on the weekend, which is typically the time you'll be trying to go out and do the most. Like if you're trying to access money on the weekend, it will literally take like the whole weekend, because it doesn't consider that as a working day. So you literally get your money like Monday evening at 5. So that sort of just deters you from having to like, you know, withdraw from your pot all the time and stuff like that. So I definitely say like, you know, using Monzo and the pot feature was definitely like really critical in me being able to just allocate my money efficiently. Another feature as well on Monzo, which I was using at the start but I don't really use anymore because I've sort of developed the discipline now, is that it had this like budgeting feature where you could allocate like a certain amount of money for certain like categories. So like you can say, okay, cool, I only want to spend £50 on food this week, and essentially like when you finish that £50, it will not let you spend any more money. Like it's pretty cool. So at the start, like I did that to just sort of like maintain a discipline. However, like, you know, once I sort of got into the swing of things, like I really don't need that anymore. And like, to be honest, like now, like I just use the pots. Guys, another tip, get rid of liabilities. Like liabilities is essentially something that, you know, you just constantly owe or just forking out money towards. Way back in 2017, I decided to like splash out and get like my dream car, which was a BMW 1 Series. In hindsight, probably not the best financial decision I made, and I probably could have used that money to like put it down on a property, but that's a YouTube video for another day. and I do not care what anyone says, a car is a flipping liability. When you think about the petrol that you have to pay on a monthly basis, the road tax, the insurance, like the MOT, you know, random repairs, like, or breakdowns, and especially like with a BMW 1 Series, like it's a very high maintenance car, so like I was always forking out money. So with that being said, that car was just a liability in itself. Anyways, I got rid of that now, and it was quite difficult as well, like during lockdown, trying to get rid of a car, and I ended up like having to sell it at We Buy Any Car, which they took it at a very extortionate price. Like they literally just robbed me. But I was just happy because like at the end of the day, I was able to sort of get that money and put it in my savings account. Liabilities on a smaller scale as well, I would say, is like subscription services. Like when I started tracking my finances on a monthly basis, like I realized there was so much fluff that I was paying for. Like tell me why, like during lockdown for the first like 3 months I was paying my cinema subscription and I wasn't going to cinema. Like stupid. That's like 18 plus to 20 pounds that I was paying like for 3 months. That's 60 pounds I could have saved. So like literally like cancelling that, I was able to save money on that front. And there was just like random stuff that I was paying to Apple as well. Like, a lot of people have really been swept away by like this takeaway epidemic during this pandemic. Like guys, do not get sucked in. Don't actually get sucked in. Like honestly, I've never really been a big advocate of takeaway until recently, and that was because I was celebrating, you know, like my big savings win. A £10 takeaway, like it equates to like 1 week's worth of like meal prep. Like honestly, like think about the opportunity cost there. Like you could save so much money. One thing I realized about especially these £10 spends, they add up. Like £10 later, you're on £100. Quick maths. Like, and it literally just comes at you so quick. So guys, like honestly, takeaways, like scrap it out, like just dead it. Like honestly, home cooked meals are the way forward. Guys, no outings, man, no outings. Like honestly, when Boris did the whole help out to eat out thing, I saw too many people getting excited. You can't be doing up help out, is it eat out to help out, if your bank account needs help? Like it just doesn't add up. Like your savings need help, but you're doing eat out to help out. Like bro, like stop that. Like literally, when it comes to outings as well, I've always adopted the mentality of I'm broke. Like I only have a number of friends, but they know like Steven doesn't go out. Like, you know, like if I'm going out, you have to give me notice at least 3 months in advance, because I need to budget for that. Like an outing on average, you're spending like 30 to 40 pounds. Like that's 4 weeks worth of meals. That's 4 weeks worth of meal prep. Like why? Avoid borrowing people money if you know that, you know, they're not going to pay you back in a long period of time, or they're just not going to pay you back. And again, this is something that I'm still sort of trying to navigate, because I'm just naturally a generous person and I always want to help people. But honestly, it's important to just understand that, yo, this is your money. Like, when it comes to saving, like you don't actually need to like just like go big from the start. And a lot of people will probably hit you up with this whole like, oh, I can't save because I'm not earning enough. Like, yo, like saving could be anything. Like you could just start small. Even if it's a thing of like, okay, cool, I'm gonna allocate 10% to 20% of my salary on a monthly basis, and I'm gonna allocate that to my savings. And as soon as you get paid, just do that straight away into your savings account. That's a start. Just try and have the bigger picture in your mind. And that's, to be honest, how I've approached like every single goal. Just having the bigger picture at mind, having the result at the forefront of your mind, and just have a goal that you're working towards, because I just feel like it gives you purpose and like you're just motivated towards working towards it. When it came towards like the final months of the year, what I started to do was just like, I started to like sort of strategize and just think to myself, okay, cool, this is where I'm at the moment and this is how much I've saved. How much do I need in order to save this? And I basically like divided it by the rest of the months in the year and sort of thought, okay, cool, so I need to save X amount every single month in order for me to reach this goal. It was looking really promising. Like I was like, okay, wow, like I'm really gonna hit this goal like by the end of the year. Like, yeah, it was in the year 2020, I managed to save a total of £9,500. And I know like that is not 5 figures, but to be fair, in my defense, like someone actually owes me £300, and with that being said, that would take that to like 9,800, which is basically £10,000 at the end of the day. I sort of just got a bit complacent towards the end of the year. It was more so an active decision. I just wasn't like really tracking my expenses on a monthly basis no more, and I thought to myself like, I'm already there, like I've reached it, like, you know, I'm calm. And I started getting into the bad habit of doing like a bit of mental maths and stuff like that. But yeah, like, you know, I managed to save £9,500. And really and truly, this was all in the space of lockdown, to be honest. Like I only, if I'm being honest with you guys, I only started actively working towards this goal like when it got to summer. And I just want to put a quick disclaimer as well, like this video is just like, you know, to just motivate someone out there. Like all the tips that I've given, it's nothing special. Like I haven't even gotten into how you can make like this money. Like, you know, this is just me just adopting simple tips to save. So this is something that, you know, you can easily do as well. And it's not even, I'm not even coming here to sort of flex or anything. This is purely for motivational purposes and just to show people that, look, like anyone can do this. Drop a comment, drop a like if you like this video, and you know, if you want to see an investing video, you want to see the follow-up video of what I'm going to do with this money, like, yeah, like let's get the engagement up. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a thing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.